Hey, good evening. How is everyone? I hope you guys are doing good. It is a cold evening out here in Houston, Texas, especially considering that just a little while ago we were, freezing below, what we could possibly imagine. So I wanted to thank you all for joining me today. If you've been following me, you know that this month is Women's Month. I mean, this is the month that we celebrate women's history and the influence that we've had on women's history. So, shout out to all the women whoop, 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 for crushing it and doing some amazing things. You all are all entrepreneurs in your right, and visionaries in your right, and mothers and wives, and so many other, just so much that we do. And I just want to shout out to all the women who have supported Speaking of Joy, all the women who have been a part of my life. And I want to thank you for joining me. So let me tell you a little bit about what I'm doing. As you know, the 8th is International Women's Day. And this year, International Women's Day, the goal and the theme for International Women's Day is choose to challenge. And I think that is so relevant with who we are right now, with where we're going as women. Of course, the first African American woman in the White House as vice president. And if you just scroll through, you see so many announcements of CEOs and CFOs. And so we are making our impact right now on history. And so, of course, that just makes this even more befitting this month of March. And so, speaking of joy, what we're going to do is we're going to do what I call a choose to challenge challenge. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's one thing to talk about, women's rights and our women's equity and those things. And I think it's really important for us to continue to push those agendas forward and equal representation in the boardroom and in the courtroom and in all of those areas. But the other thing that's super important, in my opinion, is in order to challenge the world, you've got to challenge yourself. Right? You've got to get to a point where you are absolutely challenging yourself. And that means challenging yourself to be better. That means challenging yourself to be greater. That means challenging yourself and taking what you want to do to the next level and to where you want to be. And so I think it's super important that as women, we talk about challenging taking challenge and choosing to challenge. But I want to invite you every day this week to walk with me as we choose to challenge ourselves. If you follow me, if you know anything about me, you know I am 100% about being our best self and showing up every single day as our best self. And the only way that you can do that is to continue to grow and continue to be better. So that's exactly what my Choose to Challenge is. And so today is day one of the Choose to Challenge. And because it's day one of the Choose to Challenge, I have created our very first challenge. Okay. So the goal here is not to make this difficult, not to make this hard for you, not to make this, something that is a big task you got to do. It's really just designed for us to walk together and encourage each other and support each other and to continue to find ways to uplift and help each other. So the Choose to Challenge, day one, I'm inviting you to challenge your thoughts. That's something super important to me, and I think it's something, as I share with you what I'm thinking, I think it may be something important for you as well. When I say challenge your thoughts, I want you to remember that just as a human being, as a person, it's really important to remember that what you think is what will manifest. Some people say stinking thinking and all of that stuff, but the truth is, the more and more you think and the more things that you put into yourself, the more and more those things will manifest. So it will affect your self esteem. It could affect how you view the world. It could affect how you view others. So it's super, super, super important that you're always considering your thoughts. And so the first day of the challenge, I want you to choose to challenge your thoughts. I want you to find out the things that you think about. Because if you're a person and you find yourself in a situation where you seem you're always frustrated or you're so agitated, those types of things, it's probably because of the thoughts that are in your head. If you're somebody who's always jovial and happy and excited, it's also about the thoughts that you think. But what I'll challenge you with is the truth of the matter is when you talk about thoughts, it's important to remember that your thoughts come from your mind, but a lot of times they're based on what you hear, based on what you see, based on what you read, based on what you watch. So you want to make sure you're mindful really about the things that you digest. So when you want to change your thoughts, change the things that you bring inside of you, change the things that you allow into your space, because the more you do that, the more you can change your thoughts. And so, of course, my favorite book is the Bible. So I will say that there's a scripture that says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So the more that you think about certain things, or the more you put those thoughts in, the more you find yourself in a situation where you will see that manifest. So if you want good things to come out, then start thinking on good thoughts. If you want things to be better, start thinking on those things. So day one is challenge your thoughts. So for the rest of this evening on into tomorrow, challenge what you're thinking about. Challenge those and be mindful of your thoughts, because most of us sit a lot of times and we just have thoughts just come from anywhere, right? Just thoughts everywhere. But the truth is, what we want to get to a point of is being conscious of our thoughts, being aware of our thoughts. And then when you're aware of your thoughts, you have the power to change them. So today, challenge your thoughts. Challenge those things that give you the thoughts that make you feel like you're not worth it, or you're not good, or you're not better, or you're not able to take care of yourself, or you're not able to reach those goals. I want you to challenge that. I want you, and this is where a lot of affirmations have come from. If you're a person of affirmations, or you've heard about affirmations, that's where these come from. They come from people who have identified the fact that at the end of the day, my thoughts have begun to actually dictate how I see myself. So I challenge you to challenge your thoughts. I challenge you to challenge those things that are in your head and speak those things that you want out of your life. So as we continue to choose to challenge every single day, I'll be right here this week, and every day I'm going to give you a new challenge. Today, challenge your thoughts. And then what I want you to do, I want you to take a moment and jot those things down. And then I want you to think about them. And if you're a praying person, pray about them, pray over them, so that you find a way to begin to challenge your thoughts. The healthier you're thinking, the healthier your life. All right? I'll see you next time.